The battle matchup patterns of the Straw Hat crew in group fights. As we all know, Oda is obsessed with symmetry. So in group battles, the final matchups are usually determined by seniority, strength, and profession. However, throughout the many group battles the Straw Hat crew has fought, their matchup patterns have seen quite a few variations. During the battle against the Arlong pirates, the Straw Hat crew's matchup pattern began to mature. The crew members provided extensive support and cover for each other before engaging Arlong's three main officers individually. Zoro matched up against the swordsman Hachin, Sanji faced the fishman karate user, and Usopp confronted Chu the smelt whiting. Chu's attack method was shooting water bullets, making him essentially a sniper, so it's clear their fighting styles were well matched. Meanwhile, Luffy confronted the boss, Arlong. This matchup pattern became established in Alabasta, with more participants and more intense confrontations. In terms of main fighting force, Luffy faced Crocodile, Zoro matched up against Mr. 1, and Sanji fought Mr. 2 Bon Clay. The three main fighters taking on the enemy's numbers 1, 2, and 3 became an unwritten rule. Men fought men, women fought women, and Nami matched up against Miss Doublefinger, Mr. 1's partner. Given Nami's relatively weak strength at the time and the various obstacles she overcame, defeating an officer's partner was quite an achievement. Mr. 3 and Miss Golden Week's pair, and Mr. 5 and Miss Valentine's pair were dealt with in Little Garden, so some fought one-on-one while others paired up. Mr. 4 and Miss Merry Christmas's pair was left to the duo of Usopp and Chopper. The situation became quite different in Skypiea. While Enel faced several challengers along the way, the final boss was obviously reserved for Luffy. The main focus was on the four priests. Their strength could be determined by the survival rate of their trials. With 0% survival rate, was the strongest and faced Zoro. Satori, with 10% survival rate, was second and matched with Sanji. Shura, with 30% survival rate, was third and fought against Wiper. Gadatsu, with 50% survival rate, was fourth and confronted Chopper. Zoro and Sanji remained as the right and left hands, while Wiper as the Shandian captain and Chopper, who hadn't had a proper one-on-one fight yet, needed strong opponents for practice. At Enies Lobby, the strength-based matchups became more apparent due to the introduction of Dariki power levels. Rob Lucci's Dariki far exceeded others and was matched with Luffy. Kaku and Jabra were ranked second and third, with only a 20-point difference in Dariki. Oda never directly states it, but he has repeatedly used similar methods to emphasize Zoro and Sanji's positions. Spandam was basically a bonus opponent for Luffy, Chopper faced Kumadori, Frankie fought Fukuro, and Nami matched up against Khalifa. Except for Chopper's anger-induced 50 belly bounty and Robin's early 79 million belly bounty. Everyone else's bounties aligned well with their battle performance. The Thriller Bark arc stands as a unique chapter in One Piece, not just in style, but also in battle patterns. Among Moria's three officers, Hogback faced Chopper in a battle between an unethical doctor and a conscientious one. Perona matched up against Usopp in a clash between a bug-like girl and a girl bug killer, and Absalom confronted Sanji in a battle between someone who stole dreams and someone who pursued them. Zoro, meanwhile, was completely helpless against Perona before going on to clear the side quests of obtaining Ryuma's Shusui and participating in the raid boss battle against Oars alongside the entire crew. It was rare for the Straw Hat crew to all team up against one enemy, which makes one wonder if it was personal revenge for their captain. After the 2-year time skip, the Straw Hat crew returned in full force. On Fishman Island, each crew member could take on an enemy officer. The battles there served more as training and a showcase of their 2-year training results. The new Fishman pirates were essentially experience points for the Straw Hat crew, though the main fighters still faced relatively stronger opponents. Sanji and Jinbei together defeated Wadatsumi, Zoro matched up against Hyuzu, and Luffy fought the boss. Compared to other arcs, the matchups on Fishman Island weren't as noteworthy, as the enemies were somewhat weak. Entering the New World, starting from Punk Hazard, the matchup patterns changed significantly as more factions joined the fray and events became more complex, with many enemies needing to be distributed. The big and small bosses of Punk Hazard saw Luffy facing Caesar as usual, while Law took on Virgo, and Zoro matched up against Monet. Sanji didn't get any serious fights, instead dealing with miscellaneous tasks and directing the Marines, while other Straw Hat crew members could only play supporting roles. However, Nami and Usopp had their moment to shine at the end, capturing Caesar, Buffalo, and Baby Five, who were trying to escape to Dressrosa. It's noticeable that throughout Punk Hazard and later in Dressrosa, Law's importance even exceeded that of Zoro and Sanji, which could be seen as an alliance benefit period. As for Dressrosa, if we look at the battles, Dressrosa and Whole Cake Island form a complete set. While Luffy fought continuously, other crew members who fought in Dressrosa rested during Whole Cake Island, and those who didn't fight much in Dressrosa took action in Whole Cake Island. The battles in Whole Cake Island were different from before because with Big Mom and Emperor present, the power level was too advanced for one-on-one matchups to be decisive. It can be viewed as having a main quest and a side quest, with the main quest being Luffy fighting Katakuri. The Big Mom side quest could be attempted by anyone, with Brook, Nami, Chopper, and Jinbei taking turns. Although Sanji faced several officers in succession, by the end of Whole Cake Island, it had been a long time since he had a proper matchup against an enemy. Finally, in Wano, the Straw Hat crew reunited after a long time for a full deployment on Onigashima. Due to the large scale and numerous factions, the fighting was initially chaotic before the matchups gradually became clear. Luffy struggled against Kaido, Zoro faced King, Sanji fought Queen, Jinbei confronted Who's Who, the Flying Six member with the highest bounty. Robin matched up against Black Maria, who had the second highest bounty, with Brook providing support. Frankie faced Sasaki, who had the third highest bounty, while the best friend duo of Nami and Usopp took on the sibling pair of Ulti and Page One. Chopper, serving as the team's healer, did briefly battle Queen. The Onigashima War marked a return to the familiar Straw Hat crew matchup pattern. The Straw Hat crew's current main fighting style basically involves free-for-all skirmishes in chaotic situations, followed by choosing the most suitable opponents for matchups once the situation stabilizes, ultimately maintaining symmetry as their core principle. If you enjoyed this analysis of the Straw Hat crew's battle tactics and matchup patterns, don't forget to like and subscribe to my Amy Chan channel. Let me know in the comments what other One Piece topics you'd like me to explore next time, and thanks for watching.